everyone, my name is Jessica and I'm here with Dr. Bacon for another Breakfast with Bacon session. And this week we're going to take a little bit of a different spin on toxins, and we're going to talk about the immune system, specifically autoimmune. I mean, autoimmune cases are rampant right now, aren't they?
Yeah, and they keep creating new ones.
Yeah.
They keep creating new diagnoses for autoimmune due to just people coming in with different symptoms, right? And so they've got more and more of these autoimmune problems out there. And so what we should do is kind of explain to you what autoimmune is, right?
Yeah.
So autoimmunity, you have that gut lining, and what ends up happening is you get proteins to leak into the bloodstream, which is kind of behind enemy lines. Mm-hmm. You create an antibody for it. The body says, oh, this is not supposed to be here. Okay. So you create an antibody for it, and then you go after and start destroying it. You literally send signals everywhere to try and find any of those things and get rid of them. The problem is some of those mimic and look like other structures in our body.
Yes.
And that's where it starts to get a little bit more hairy, because the body's still doing what? It's reacting to these inflammatory burdens, and it's going after and addressing them. And it's almost like looking at two hands and seeing it this way, and the body's going, they look very similar, so I'm going to go after that.
So can you explain what maybe an example of that would be?
Perfect. So so what's really neat is there's been some studies way back in the day about even casein, which is a milk protein that looks very similar to the pancreatic cells.
All your blood sugar cravings.
Yep. Enzyme supports, things like that. So what ended up happening is we're seeing that the body looks at that casein and goes after it to eliminate it, and then you see the pancreas get weakened and literally kind of funnel into, could be type 2 or type 1 diabetes.
So basically, if we overindulge, or even for some of us at all, indulge in milk products, milk, cheese, yogurt, things like that, then the body will attack that, and it'll say, oh my goodness, there's a whole gland right there full of them, and then it starts to attack the pancreas. So the body's essentially attacking itself.
Exactly right. Yeah. Sort of similar, like if we see yeast or, fungal. Okay. And yeast and fungal literally look very similar to the synovial fluid around our joints, which is why if we see that problem, we see that kind of spin into RA or arthritis in the joints.
Yikes.
Another one too, we can talk about really quick is gluten. And we all know about gluten, but gluten is very similar to the myelin sheaths in our nervous system. And I know we hear about gluten in what? Thyroid, of course, but the thyroid's used to help with producing and helping take care of these nervous system and nervous tissue. So this is where, similar, it'll go after and start attacking the thyroid. And these are all, like I said, reactive immune responses because these things are getting in behind enemy lines. Remember, it's because the gut lining is weak that these proteins are getting across. And that's what's causing. So that's where we're ending up with these conditions.
So really, one of the ways to help prevent or to decrease autoimmune reactions is to eliminate these foods.
Yeah, that would be the number one thing. And honestly, what's really neat about that is to eliminate those and then support the body to get stronger. There have been studies too about GABA and other products to help rebuild some of these organs and glands that we know about, that we can help to kind of add into the body to kind of see if we can see these changes happening. Instead of suppressing or dumbing down the system, which is, remember, that's why they say it's a reactive immune, not innate immune. Because we don't want to suppress the innate immunity. The innate immunity keeps you alive. Yeah, the reactive immunity just gets running over and over and over and doesn't really ever slow down. Yeah, and that's when you end up with some problems. So, and then another thing we can do too is literally try and support the innate immune system. And some products that we use to help the innate immune system work better is Echinacea and prolamine iodine. So prolamine iodine also supports the thyroid, but literally it helps with that innate immune. Remember hearing about apoptosis, where you go after cells and directly get rid of toxic cells in the body? Yeah. Iodine does a great job really helping to differentiate with good cells, bad cells, and helping cells turn over.
Yes, such
it's
an
really
important
cool.
nutrient.
Yeah. Anyway, those are a couple of things that we would talk about to help support it.
Thank you.
And I hope that this, the autoimmune explanation kind of gives you some ideas. I want you guys to know what we know, and that we can kind of help you work through these processes so we can kind of make you healthier overall. Remember, our goal is not to suppress. Our goal is to thrive and make you feel healthier overall. And that's one of the things that we want to work on. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Yeah, it's good. It was a little deep. We drove a little deep down the rabbit hole, but it's been good. If you have more questions, though, please let us know.
Yes,
ask us. We can give you studies about this stuff, too, that they've been done a long time ago that we kind of just put off on the back burner, because really it's about really disease and trying to treat it, when really it should be more about supporting you and building you up. So anyway, thanks you guys for paying attention. We'll see you guys on the next Breakfast with Bacon.